I'm back on Cori Bush. You guys, Cori Bush, she's going to be my friend or my enemy. My friend or my enemy. You guys, if you watched the last 3 streams, I talked about Cori Bush. I talked about Cori Bush, but I'm back at it again because I found a documentation. Remember last stream I talked about her. She filed her finance committee report late. Okay. And I was like, oh, what's the big deal? Coming to find out she spent exuberant amount on security, all the while that she touts this defund the police. Okay. If you want to watch more about that video, I did post it in my YouTube channel. So just go take a watch of that. I found this old video of her. Now, to me, this video is hilarious. You guys might not think it's hilarious, but this is hilarious. This is why she spends so much on private security.
Else, aside from the moratorium, you faced some criticism in recent weeks over your push to defund the police. Campaign records show that you spent roughly $70,000 on private security, and some critics say that move is hypocritical. What's your response to those critics?
They would rather I die. You would rather me die? Is that what you want to see? You want to see me die? You know, because that could be the alternative. So either I spent $70,000 on private security over the last few months, and I'm here standing now and able to speak, able to help save 11 million people from being evicted, or I could possibly have a death attempt on my life. And we're also talking about the same exact people who say horrible things about me, who lie to build up their base. And then because they lie about me, I receive death threats. Now, they don't address the fact that I receive death threats after they go on air and say horrible things about me. But then they want to say, oh, but she needs private security. I have private security because my body is worth being on this planet right now. I have private security because the white supremacist, racist narrative that they drive into this country, the fact that they don't care that this Black woman that has put her life on the line, they can't match my energy, first of all. This Black woman who puts her life on the line, they don't care that I could be taken out of here. They actually probably are okay with that. But this is the thing. I won't let them get that off. You can't get that off. I'm going to make sure.
You see how she threw in the white supremacy and saying, you will rather me die. My life is worth being here. Okay, so the people of St. Louis, Missouri's life is not worth being there, because if you don't have police, people can do whatever. So you're saying that since I'm representing you in Congress, my life is worth more than yours. Like yours. You and I, the everyday working people. Is it? Really? This is what I got from it. And she said she received death threats from police officers.
Who puts her life on the line, they don't care that I could be taken out of here. They actually probably are okay with that. But this is the thing. I won't let them get that off. You can't get that off. I'm going to make sure I have security because I know I have had attempts on my life and I have too much work to do. There are too many people that need help right now for me to allow that. So if I end up spending $200,000, if I spend $10 more on it, you know what? I get to be here to do the work. So suck it up, and defunding the police has to happen. We need to defund the police and put that money into social safety nets because we're trying to save lives. What other occupation can do work that's out of their scope and still be propped up to do work that's out of their scope? As a nurse, I can't be the surgeon too. You don't want me being your surgeon and I'm the nurse. At what point do we pay police to be social workers? No, we don't. How do they get to be social workers? So what I'm saying is, you do your job, Let the people who have gone to school with a particular skill set do theirs. Neither defunding the police and being able to have security because those same folks are causing it. It's two totally different things. And the other, and this is my last point on this. If I have actual police officers who have threatened my life, tell me about that. Tell me that I don't need security. And let me just say this.
She has actually, she said she has had actual police officers threaten her life. Someone put in his chat said, no, that's not what she's saying. That's what she just said. That's what she just said. That is what she said. I'm on, Cannon, can you tell him I'm online? That's exactly what she said. Right there. She is saying, so CJ Elise said, she is saying, why would I put my safety in the hands of those they may want to harm me to come to me? I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with what you're saying, CJ, because if you're saying that private security was once not police officers, most people in private security, they probably was police officers or in the military. So what are you talking about?
My security is not against communal violence. My security is not to keep me safe from the people of St. Louis. My security is to keep me safe from those racist attempts made against my life. Now, if you want to do something about that, stand up and do something about that. I didn't see any of those people that have come against me with this negativity, with these lies, with these smears, stand up when they saw the N-word, when they saw me post stuff about me being hung, the threats on my life.
Congresswoman, have you had police officers threaten you?
Absolutely. I mean, I've been in this fight for 7 years. I'm a Ferguson activist. That happened to us. That has happened to us. It's not just me. Ferguson Frontline, that has happened to us multiple. I mean, it's more times than we can count.
But even now, as a member of Congress, you've had police officers threaten your life.
I mean, and they're still people. And you know what the thing is? They can threaten my life and I'm still working for them. I'm still going to work for them. I'm still going to make sure their families are taken care of because I'm no respecter of persons. If you have a need, I'm going to take care of you because that's my job. I love the people 100%. I don't care what your occupation is. I don't care if you like me at all. I'm still going to do the work to make sure that your family has clean water, clean air, healthcare, a place to live, and all of that, because that is who we have to be. Just love humanity.
But presumably, Congresswoman, I would hope that those, as you allege, those police officers would be removed, or at least you would let your security detail and the mechanisms in place in Congress to ensure that those officers are not still patrolling the streets.
Well, you know, work is being done. You know, there's nothing that comes in that is not being handled. So we're fine. We're fine. We'll keep moving.
Congresswoman, it sounds like you are handling things. I was just, as I was listening to you, I thought to myself, did she have any idea the challenges that she was facing when she took this job and decided to go to our nation's capital? I'm just sort of curious about, your reaction to this. You know, it's going to be a tough job, but it's something else to, believe that your life is at risk.
Yeah, but it was a tough job being out on the streets of Ferguson for more than 400 days with real bullets and rubber bullets, with white supremacist threats, with being terrorized and tear gas and brutal assaults. Constantly, day after day, being heavily surveilled and harassed and intimidated over and over again. And that didn't just happen during the Ferguson uprising. It continued on for many years. So that was difficult. Standing before those tanks, that was difficult. Having guns in my face, pointed at me, that was difficult. Watching my friends beaten and brutalized, that was difficult. So that
may be true. The only problem I have with that, you're saying that you're not afraid of the people in Ferguson or St. Louis. You can't tell me that St. Louis is safe. I went to St. Louis one time and our hotel was downtown. You know who was standing out in the hotel? The non-guests of the hotel. It had a bunch of N-words out in front of the hotel. We were scared to go into the hotel. That's how bad it was. And St. Louis is number one, murder capital of the world. So what are we saying here? So maybe she's saying she don't feel threatened by, other Black people. That's what you're saying, CJ. But I got to become an activist to be safe in the community. That doesn't make any sense either. Because normally activists, they end up dying by the people of their own people that they be trying to support. So what are we saying here? My whole point of showing this video, this was like just beginning when she just got into office. I guess she spent 70 grand that first year or that first few months. She spent 70 grand on security. My last video, we showed that she spent $627,000 on security in 2 years' time. They filed a formal complaint. The Federal Election Commission of the Office of General Counsel, that's who this letter is addressed to. The Committee to Defeat the President hereby supplement its March 3rd, 2023 verified complaint with the following additional evidence. Congresswoman Cori Bush has converted an additional $30,000 of the funds from the authorized campaign committee to personal use, including possibly through falsely reporting the purpose of disbursement to compensate her husband. So she failed to file the financial committee report. She filed it late. I said, what's the big deal? It's no big deal. But now they're saying she's falsifying claims and she's using money out of the finance committee money for her own personal use. And it shows that Courtney Merritt, which is her husband, on Bush 2023 quarterly report, Bush for Congress reports $12,500 in disbursements to Merritt's for security services. On 2023 second report, she reported $17,500 disbursement to Merritt's for security services and for wage expenses. The new description given to the payments of Merritt's on July quarterly report at precisely the same rate of pay raises the likelihood that either he was never being paid for security services in the first place, and or the description that simply changed the void further self-incrimination. Bush changed the end descriptions of the payments to Merritt's while also making continued payments to other private security vendors. Supports that the assertion Merritt's was never actually providing security service, for which he is not licensed in either of the congressional district nor District of the Columbia. And the payments are simply converting contribution to personal family use. So if we look at this, initially Cori Merritt was paid for security service. That was the description, security service in quarter one, but in quarter two, in April, she put security services, and then the second week of April and beyond, she put wage and expenses. That's what they're talking about. So more than 120 days have elapsed since FEC instituted the MUR. The commission should cease its protection of blatant violations law by favored parties, promptly bring enforcement proceedings against Bush, the campaign, Amy Villela, in her official capacity as treasurer. And this was filed in the state of Florida on the 26th of July. So they're looking into her total payments. Like I said, she spent $627,000 on security. Who are you guarding? You get two guys on the detail day and night. Maybe you get 3 guys day and night. Does that total $627,000 of private security? I don't. I'm assuming private security, if you get good ones, you probably be paying them 75 grand, maybe. Is this warranted? The 627,000. And then, like they say, it's not supposed to be used for personal gain. She's using finance committee money for her own personal gain. I mean, if she really want to milk the system, I would say, hey, honey, start a firm, get some guys so we could have, and I'm pretty sure if he's in the military or was in the military, you probably know some guys, and we could start this security firm. And you could secure people that I know, and they can make a business out of it. Not only me, but we have other businesses that we could get because I work in Congress. I mean, if you really want to do it like that. But she's not. She got married to this guy. And she's probably just one of those black women. She want to keep them under her thumb. Because if she develop a business for him and he actually leave her ass, now she got 2 kids and a baby by herself. So you guys, I just making stuff up as I go. But I think it's funny. I think it's a funny scenario.